Hey guys, All Muscle signing in for you guys today. We got a little bit of a short video today, just something that I found interesting. A little warning to you guys that are running the 157 engines, 278s, and you know, anything that I particularly think this is just a one-off thing. I haven't heard of this before. I've been working on cars since I was 10, 11 years old, and I haven't heard of this situation or seen this situation come up, and it kind of surprised me. But it's definitely something that I think could happen to other vehicles, but in particular, this is the 157 here that I'm working on. It's the 5.5 liter twin turbo. This is the engine that I pulled from the S63 that we replaced the engine on just a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to show you, we tore it down, and I wanted to show you exactly what I had going here and what was wrong with the engine. The engine had already been dismantled, halfway dismantled. Some of the the cams and cam sensors and all that were already taken apart, and so we initially put a bunch of stuff back together, plugged everything in as far as the wiring, and the car was able to fire. So the car fired. It ran real shaky and rough, but it did fire. So we shut it down and went ahead and replaced. I already had the engine, so we went ahead and replaced the engine. This is the one that was pulled, and we're going to go over what exactly happened to this one here. I'm going to show you here. This is the bottom of the oil pan, or this is the lower pan. There's two pans on the unit. There's an upper and lower oil pan, but this is the lower pan, and this is ends up being at the front most part of the engine. I'll show you here. We've got the heads off here, the cams. This is the passenger side cylinder head. And you can see damage here. There's about, I don't know, I would have to say that's fairly deep. You can't really pick it up on camera, but here's what it should look like somewhat. Got still a couple scratches and mars in there, but it should look something like that and not like that. That's the front. That's the rear cam lobe, and this is the front most cam lobe. Okay, and let me show you the cams. These are the cams that came up here. This is the intake, nice and chewed up there, nice and chewed up here. Exhaust cam, and then this is the cam cover. Again, significant amount of material wasted away here on the front and the rear journals here. Okay, so this 157 in particular, noticed that there was an issue. I know there have been some misfire codes, and somebody had been chasing it because we did notice on this side here was the problem, and somebody was chasing it due to the codes, I believe, and they had the cam covers on the front of the engine. They had them off. There was replaced spark plugs in here on this side. The other side still had the original Mercedes plugs, and they were old and worn, but we had some double iridium Bosches that had been replaced. So somebody was in here trying to chase a issue, and they just couldn't figure it out. What the problem ended up being, and what I figured out, is when I actually got to removing this piece here. So the harmonic balancer was on here, and it sits up against that block pretty tight. When we pulled the harmonic balancer off, we noticed that this seal here, which is your front timing crank seal, okay, it had been damaged, and it was pretty much in pieces, and it was sitting back inside, and it was rubbing up against this timing chain. What was wound around the harmonic balancer from the back, and wasn't probably visible to the technician, was a serpentine belt. So this motor probably was absolutely fine until the point where the serpentine belt gave out. Either one of the pulleys, which a lot on these Mercedes cars, the pulleys, your idlers, your tensioner. They're a wear item. You have to get after them. They're you know, a maintenance item. So one of those at one point, or the belt gave away. And so what happened with this belt in particular is it wound itself around the harmonic balancer. Okay, and you got to remember this, you know, you could have been doing down the freeway 2, 3, 4,000 RPM, whatever was going on. Belt blows, it winds itself here up, and it tears this seal, okay, and it pushes it back into the cavity here. And so now that seal that goes on there is not just a rubber seal, it is a metal and rubber, and you know, I'm not sure what other exactly the materials, but it's metal and rubber. And so now when we pull the pan, we've got remnants of belt, we've got remnants of the seal, there's a ton of pieces in here. And so that those metal particles that came off of that seal after it had got ground down by this timing chain, the timing chain and the timing gear here basically made its way in through the engine. And since this sits right up front, you could see in here, this is the front of the engine, it took it up immediately into this area here, a piece of steel, and that's what ended up tearing up this motor. So something got lodged in here between the cam lobes, and it just kept grinding away until the engine started misfiring. So it wasn't shortly after this engine blew either one of the idlers, the tensioner, or the belt was just old and frail and ended up shredding this motor and totaling it out. This motor, I mean, it's a fairly expensive setup. I mean, you can possibly, you know, get in here and put some new parts on here and get it back going again. We're not going to do that. We already had an engine. This one here, we're just going to end up possibly using what we can off of it. Everything else we know is good, besides the passenger side head, cam cover, cams, and the block actually is fairly, it made it pretty decent. There's a couple of scores in 2 of the cylinders here. If you can see, the cylinders here look pretty damn clean. And this coating here, this is a coating. It's not sleeved, and that coating actually looks fairly nice. But if you look down in this one, for example, I don't know if we're going to pick it up, but there's a mar there, and there's a mar, I believe, on this piston hole as well. But anyways, the purpose of the video was basically just to let you guys in on what happened to this engine. And because it is a fairly expensive engine, I wanted to see if you guys would probably look into your idlers. If you are running this engine, look into your idlers, look into your belt, make sure you keep those in tip-top shape to avoid something like this. Now, again, I've been working on cars over 30 years. I've never seen the belt come through and tear this seal up, go into the engine, and then simply destroy the engine. Usually the belt comes off, it snaps, and it goes away, and it, you know, ends up going on the highway or whatever, under the hood and pieces or whatever. But in this case, the belt found its way around the harmonic balancer, wound itself on the crankshaft bolt there, or on the neck of that crankshaft, and ended up destroying the engine. So if you guys are running this 157, it is very expensive. It's expensive to work on. So not only is the engine expensive, if you take it in to a specialty Mercedes shop or Mercedes, you will not like the pricing. So my suggestion would be to maintain them, and this is just one of the things that you should be looking for. Keep your belt, keep your idlers all good looking. There's a lot of other maintenance items on this engine. You guys can look into it, but this is the video on that particular issue, and I hope that helps somebody or saves somebody an engine. We're going to sign out on this one and get back to work. We're going to completely strip this down. We'll pull in the pistons and the crank, and then it's probably going to end up going sayonara. So you guys stay tuned. We'll see you on the next video. You guys be cool, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.